Is the fear of failure stopping you from making the move to go full-time into the food business? For a lot of people, it is. Let's talk about how to break that fear and things that I have done in the past to help me break the fear of failure and move forward going full-time into the food business over 14 years ago. This is Mike. The Caesar of concessions is back. This is an excellent topic, I feel, because this affects anyone who wants to go full-time into the food business. Look, I think there's really 3 ways to change your life financially to be financially free. One is real estate. Well, I don't know anything about real estate. Can't talk to you about it. Number 2 is the stock market. I think I know quite a bit about the market and do okay there. I can talk a little bit about it. But what I really know about is how to start your own business, and particularly the food business, and how to go about it full time. So let's get into it. The fear of failure is absolutely gripping. What happens is it causes you a fight or flight instinct inside your brain. Well, it's usually not a fight. It's usually a flight instinct, which means your brain is protecting you from doing this risky thing, or your mind is perceiving it to be a risky thing. Therefore, it doesn't want any part of it because it's trying to protect you. The problem is, the brain is not seeing the actual potential of what you can do. It's only seeing the negative side. So we have to combat that. So here are some things that I used and that helped me relieve the grip that failure, the fear of failure had upon me, okay? First thing, you have to realize that living with regret is worse than failing. It absolutely is. Look, in 5 years from now, if you do not, let's just say, currently you work security, okay, just for the sake of argument, and let's just say you're a lemonade vendor, okay? You'll just kind of go with that scenario. You got your security job, you like it, the benefits, that helps, and that's, for some strange reason, what keeps you hanging on and not going full-time into the food business. What's going to happen is, and I can, probably happens to probably most people, the failure is so strong on you that you can't get past that. Living with regret is worse. If you stick with this security job, let's say, and in 5 years you're still like doing a food business like part-time and doing your security job, you will never ever reach that potential, and you will be living with this regret every day, every week, every year that passes, of thinking, what if? Now the flip side, right? The side that your brain is freaked out about is the failure side. Worst case scenario, you need to know and realize and recognize what is the worst thing that can happen to you. Well, probably the worst thing that could happen to you is in a year or two, you go out of business because you're not making any money, right? Couldn't we agree that that's probably the worst thing that can happen to you? And then you go back and get another security job somewhere else in a couple of years. Okay, you gave it a fair shot, you failed, it's fine. That is nothing compared to the fact that you could be living with regret till the day you die if you don't go full-time into the food business. Next, we recognize the risk. We realize that living with regret is worse than living with failure. You need to realize that there could be some sacrifice. I don't know too many people who got into the business full-time, whether they started part-time and went full-time, or whether they did it like me and just jumped in and went full-time, that didn't, go through some period of sacrifice. Maybe you'll be lucky and be one of the 5% or whatever that jumps out the gate and starts making a lot of money and success That's relative to you, maybe, but probably not. Probably realize that there's going to be some sacrifice. There's going to be a learning curve that comes with it, and recognize that that's part of it. I got some other stuff I really want to share with you, but before we get on, this video is being sponsored by kettlecornmachine.com. Listen, guys, they have smashers, they have wedgers, they have banners, they have tents, and they have amazing kettle corn equipment. Their lemonade equipment is gold oxidized. It is food grade, safe, and this equipment is built to last. Is your lemonade smashers currently gold oxidized? I don't know. Probably not if you didn't get them from kettlecornmachine.com. Quality products from a family-owned company. You can't beat them, guys. Just give them a look on their website, kettlecornmachine.com. Thank you for sponsoring the video, and now back to it. Okay, we've talked about like the failure part, and to just know that living with regret is worse than living with failure. Once you grip this in your mind and you realize the risk, you need to go for it, because I'm going to tell you why. You will never, I don't think, working part-time, okay, as a security guard, let's say, and a lemonade vendor, you will ever reach your maximum potential. I don't see it. I don't see how it could happen, because your time is divided, your interest is divided, and you cannot put your whole heart and soul into doing this full time. If you're doing it part-time, you will never reach, I don't think again, your maximum profit potential and living a life that is financially free by selling food. And that's what I'm talking about. And I think the first step is making as much as you were at your old job, right? I think that's a good, tangible first goal. And I think once you reach that, then we keep going and going. And I think you mentally need to think about what is your ultimate goal. And let me tell you, I think you'll surpass that. My ultimate goal was reached like 5 years ago, okay? I am well past my ultimate goal. I am now nearing, in a year, maybe two, my next goal, which is to quit working, period, and travel around the country with my wife. And I'm almost to that goal. I'm a little ways away, another year or two, and then I could be done totally. I never would have thought that could have ever happened had I not just left my job and just did it and just said, screw it. You know what? I can't live not knowing what could happen. I have to try it. I have to. There's only one way we're going to change our life, and that is for me to do it. And guys, thank God I did it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making these awesome videos. Now, I'm going to go swim. Caesar of Concessions, out.